Greetings, everyone. Tim Anderson here, aka Renfill, and welcome to the latest episode in the Project Dramond series where we talk about all the things going on with Project Dramond. Today's update is a lore update, and we're talking about another one of the groups or factions from the world setting that are being used in both the tabletop game as well as the book series. We've already talked about the Church of the Elder Ways, which is the organization that it's the only religious organization that made it through the basically the the extinction event for the human species, and as a result they became the dominating force. They are the guiding force for the majority of humans in terms of a political sense. So we don't see kings in the Project Dramond world. Instead, we have the church at the top of it all, and through the use of quantum technology and their superiority in that sense, they govern humanity as a whole. And of course, there's lots of settlements and villages that are really far away from the cities where it's less, it's less of an issue. Obviously, the church has its barracks and headquarters in various settlements around the land to try to keep a lid on everything and control as much as they can. But it's really mostly in the major cities where we see their influence, at least in the historical sense. Obviously, with the way the world setting is now, they've spread out from there. Um, then we had the Circle of Mages, which is the counterpart to the Church of the Elder Ways. And the Circle of Mages was an organization founded by the elves originally and has since come to encompass a variety of the Fae and the seven branches of elemental magic. This week we're diving into the Raven Syndicate, which is it's a thieves guild slash information network. I previously, when I was working on the Saga of Leucemia, my inspiration way back in the day in 1999, when I first created that version, was called the Blackbirds. And the Blackbirds showed up not only in the Saga of Leucemia, but I also had a science fiction version of them which showed up in the Richter stories, which there's two of those Richter short stories in the Bloody Knuckles anthology. And that's a bounty hunter series, and the uh, Jeffrey Donovan, along with his friend Barry, were the founders of the Blackbirds organization in that anthology, in that science fiction setting. So the Blackbirds have showed up in various different places over the years in my works. I like the name of that organization. I've taken some creative liberties to spread them around a little bit. And for those of you who have read the Saga of Leucemia and have been following me for quite some time, as a creator. Obviously, the leader of the Blackbirds is known as the Raven, and so this is just another iteration of the Blackbirds, but we're calling it the Raven Syndicate this time around, and it is in a similar scope. It is an information network as well as a thieves guild, so to speak. It's originally founded between the leaders of the various factions in the main city as a means to stop the fighting between the various guilds and create this one source of all, basically the whole city's under their thumb in terms of information and bribery and blackmailing and, skullduggery and all these things. It was originally formed to stop the infighting between the various groups and factions, and now they have this one big group. Now, of course, because of what's happened in the world in terms of Porthana um, being shut down in that sense, because of what happened with the guild, between the Church of the Elder Ways and the Mages Guild, the Circle of Mages, and then the dome going up over the city. Obviously, the headquarters for the Raven Syndicate being Parthana, that has thrown a wrench into the gears, so to speak. And where we find them in the current setting, much like the rest of the world, is in a post barrier being erected situation. So there's some confusion between some of the members about what what's going on with the leadership, what's going on with the greater organization as a whole. And that's going to be something that we find out as we get deeper into both the book series and the campaign modules as we play through and find out what's going on in the world at large. So, for those of you who want more information about all of this, and you want to know more about the Raven Syndicate and what is the Raven Syndicate, and how's their organizational structure and all these other things, check out the post below. It's the first link that you can find in the description text below. It goes straight to the Patreon page where you can find the description of the Raven Syndicate in its early draft format, which means this is draft 1.0. Things will be evolving and changing as we get deeper into the campaign modules and the writing of the actual book series itself. So you can expect that to continue to evolve over the course of the summer and fall, especially as we get into play testing with people here in July-ish, because the way people role play their characters within the campaign module is going to influence some of how these organizations and groups evolve in the storyline as well. So if you like that kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe to the Patreon. You can find the links below. Pick up a subscription, get all the juicy details behind the lore of the game. As a reminder, we do posts 3 times a week. We do a tabletop update on Tuesdays. We do a lore and or book and or concept art update on Thursdays, and we do an adventure game update on Sundays, which is the work that my brother is primarily working on as we move forward with all of these various components throughout the course of 2021. And of course, if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icons to get updates for all the future content, and check out the playlist here for Project Dramond if you haven't already done so and get all the juicy details for this project. Until next time, safe gaming.